Hello, uh, can you hear me? I'll just wait for a few more minutes to see if anyone is joining. Hi, Kishore. Hi, Naresh. I'll just give a couple of seconds to see if anyone else is joining. Sorry for the issues with the link. The link which was shared previously was broken, and hence, I had to share a new one. Okay, maybe I will get started, and maybe if anyone else is joining, that and join the call as we progress. So I wanted to have this session to share my data science journey. So especially because I did not have a formal education in data science or statistics, and before starting my journey into data science, I was into a career in sales. So I was not into programming. I did not know what Python or R is, and it was I started fresh in data science. So I wanted to share this journey with all you guys. So if this can motivate or inspire any of you to take up data science and achieve something in data science, that will be a huge success for me. So I will just briefly briefly take you through my journey, and if you have any questions that you can ask me. um, yeah. So getting into my journey, so I started my career in sales. So my sales job was paying me quite well. So in fact, I joined my company as an senior management trainee, so which had an fast track growth. So the salary was really good. So I love traveling to new places, and my job gave me the opportunity to travel to a lot of new places, and I had opportunity to meet a lot of new people as well. So but somewhere inside, I felt sales is I couldn't see the future for myself in sales. um, I wanted to uh, work on something, to gain a skill set on something, and maybe later get into sales. I did not want sales to be the strength of my career. So I started exploring for various options. So this was around before 2012. So Harvard still hasn't published the article that data science is the sexiest job of 21st century. There were a lot of traction about the data and analytics. I used to read a lot of magazines and the newspapers, and clearly there was a lot of traction towards data analytics. So I thought, okay, why not? Maybe I can give a try into data analytics. I had, of course, all the doubts because I was not interested in programming, and I wasn't really good in programming. I did not have a much knowledge about data science or even statistics. I was quite good in mathematics, but apart from that, there wasn't anything special in me that made me eligible for a career in data science. So, with all these doubts, I started speaking to some people who were already in data science. So, after speaking to many people, like after going through various job descriptions, after going through the LinkedIn profile of people who are already working into data science, I clearly understood one thing. So, data science is not about writing code. Data science is not about just implementing algorithms or building models, but data science is about solving problems using data. So then I realized, okay, so this is something that I can do, and I can be much better than other people. I can work towards it. So that's when I decided that maybe I need to quit my sales job and get into data science. I had some issues in getting into data science because like I already had 2 years of experience into sales. People were not really accepting me into data science. So like the various companies that I used to apply for, so I either got rejected, or like even like after the HR round, like I will be rejected. Like I wasn't given the opportunity to speak to the data science team. So it was very difficult for me, very frustrating as well. So what I did was like I realized that in order to get into data science, maybe I need to start with some kind of a data role, and maybe I need to sacrifice a part of my salary. So that's when a new job opportunity came my way. So it was not exactly data science, but it was data related, and I had to like get a salary cut. So I got a pay cut of about 50%, and I went into the job and joined the company. Few months into the company, into the role, I realized that it's not going anywhere. So um, it was not going anywhere. I couldn't see a future for myself in the company, because the focus for data science was removed like from the strategy, and I felt like I was stuck in a place without much future for me. And so it was in a different city as well. So I was kind of lost, and again it was like again went back to the scratch, and uh, at that point in time I decided to quit my job. So I was left jobless, and the options that I had was pretty much either go back to my previous job, take up the sales role, or otherwise like to pursue in data science. It was a very difficult choice. A lot of people were telling me that I have made a very wrong decisions and I have screwed up my career. So what told myself was, I told myself that I will give maybe 3 more months to see if I can do something in data science, if I can break and get into the data science field. So that's when it all started. I again started reading about a lot of things. I understood SQL was the major part for data science. So I started reading about data science, about SQL. I started practicing SQL, and uh, Coursera was just launched. So this was around 2012. Coursera was just launched, and one of my first tools in Coursera was the social network analysis by Lada Adamit. So it was using a tool called Jeffy about how to make use of the social media data, and make analysis and building how to make use of social media data basically. So it was very insightful. Like it showed me the various opportunity that lies in this field. I started with that, and I started going through various other courses. There wasn't much materials online, so there wasn't many websites having like a lot of like having data science courses. There wasn't many data sets as such for me to practice. So it was a kind of a difficult time. So I started doing all these learning, and parallelly I was continuing to apply for various jobs. And what happened was, still I was not getting the breakthrough. Like I used to get into I used to get into uh, I used to get calls from various companies, but I will be rejected by the HR people. Like I wasn't given the opportunity exactly to talk to the technical team. I was not able to prove my skill sets. I was able to explain the HR guys about my intention, my ability, and how I can perform well, but I wasn't exactly given the opportunity. The first breakthrough for me came through one of my friend. So his name is Philip Solomon. So he used to study with me. So he was working for a data analytics company. So he introduced me to his boss. So his boss is Derek Jose. So I met him and I explained him about my intentions, about how I want to get into data science. So during that time, like what I asked Derek was, I asked him to give me an interview opportunity in any of his known circle. So that was the request to him. So he told me, like, I can give you the interview opportunity provided I prove my capabilities to him. So I started working on various projects, and I developed a few projects to demonstrate my skill sets to him. So I used to be in touch with him continuously about what I am learning, how I am tracking. And a few weeks into into this, and like one day Derek called me and he gave me the opportunity. Like he gave me two options basically. So one, like interview opportunity. The second one was he was starting his company. He was starting the company with two of his friends, and he gave me the opportunity to join his company. So that was the breakthrough for me. Like I joined his company, and that's how my data science journey started. And from there, like I started focusing on a lot of problems. I started learning. There were an amazing set of people with whom I learned a lot, and uh, and uh, and that's how my journey started into data science. So one question is, how long the period of self study? So it was around like 6 to 8 weeks of time. So I was like not into any job. It was like a full time, like a day and night continuously. Like I used to study whatever material I got. So there were few materials online. Like Coursera was just launched. There were very few courses at the point in time, and I used to reach out to people and get as much material as possible. So it was like pretty much maybe 6 to 8 weeks of full-time studying. And after I got into data science, I had an opportunity to author two books in data science. So these opportunities also came to me through one of my blogs. So I used to read a lot of books, and I used to read a lot of books, but I never realized that I had an interest towards writing. So during my MBA days, I was part of a club called as uh, Public Relations Committee. As part of this club, I was selected as the brand ambassador for my college. So as part of this particular role, I had to write a lot of articles. I had to write up to various corporates. I had to write to other universities and colleges about various competitions. During that point in time, I um, got to know about my interest in writing. So I continued practicing the writing skills, and after getting into data science, I started writing many blogs. And through one of these blogs, I got an request to review a technical book. So that's how I got introduced to the publisher as well as some of their editors. And after reviewing the book, the publisher as well as the editors were quite happy with my work, and that's how I got the first opportunity to author a book in data science. And after authoring this book, like it was quite good. I was working with a lot of startups in Bangalore. A lot of startups were coming up, so I had opportunity to work with the Redbus and the Free Charge, and both these companies like did really well during the startup days, and even now they are doing quite good. And at some point in time, like I wanted to move to a different country, and to explore the different to explore the culture, and to see how it is in a foreign country. So that's when I started like looking out for various jobs abroad. So as many of you know, like it is not exactly easy to get a job abroad. Like one way is to go to a country for higher studies, and go to a country for an higher studies, and maybe eventually after completing the higher studies, like you get a job and settle down. The other option is you try to get a job with a sponsorship, with a visa sponsorship. So it's not very like it wasn't really easy. And I had to like look for various job opportunities which had a sponsorship, and talking to various people abroad, looking out for various opportunities in their organization. And eventually I got an opportunity to move here to Australia. So that's about my journey. Any other questions that you guys have? So I will be making a short video about my journey, how I started and how I eventually got into data science, and how I got the opportunity to author the books as well. But if you have any specific questions, you can ask me in the chat so I can respond to you. Or if you guys don't have any questions, you can anyway reach out to me. Uh, yeah, okay, I got some couple of questions. So now the market is very different. So what is the suggestion? Yeah, so now the market is like very, very competitive, and there are a lot of resources available. So now now the situation is quite different. So when I started, there wasn't much resources online to study, but now there is an abundance of resources. And for people who want to get into data science, it's very really confusing for them, like what course to choose, what to study, and how to get into data science. So what I would say for today, is try to not deviate with the various advanced topics that is available in the market, that is going on in the market, but focus on the simple things, focus on the basics. Majority of the data science problems, like even today, can be solved with a simple linear regression, or can be solved using a simple data analysis, like just by using SQL. So there are a lot of insights driven problems that are present, and for many of these problems, it is not really required for you to know about a lot of complex algorithms or models. So what I would say is it is really important for you to focus on the basics. The basics would be like if you choose Python or R, what are all the various basic packages? So if you use Python, so maybe you need to be really good. You need to understand Pandas, NumPy, and various visualization libraries. You need to know how to do the data exploration, and about the basic algorithms. What is the math behind it? And when to use what kind of algorithm. So this would be the basics. So once you have the basic knowledge, so then what you need to do is you need to take and try to solve some real life problems. So now, since the industry is very competitive, it is important for you guys to build a portfolio about what you can do to showcase your skill sets to the potential job recruiter. So one way is Cadle. There are a lot of data sets that are available in Cadle. You can use those data sets, participate in the competition. So you can learn as well as you can use those as a portfolio that can be shared with the potential recruiter. The other option is look out for an interesting problem in real life and try to work on an hobby project. A lot of data are available. A lot of countries are sharing the data online to solve various problems. So you can look out for various open data that are available and then see how to make use of those data and then solve the problems. Even companies like Amazon, Uber, they are all sharing their data to help people to see how complex their data sets are and what kind of problems can be solved. Okay, so Kishore is asking how to transition his career into data science. So in order to uh, uh, So in order to move into data science, so the basic skills are the most important one. So if you are in a different industry, so for example, like I was into sales, so it is very difficult for move from one industry to other industry. So maybe when I started, the situations were quite different. Now it is very, very competitive. A lot of people with exactly like with the data science or a statistics background are also competing. So what I would say is the only differentiating factor would be to prove your ability, and that can be done only using a good project portfolio. So all of you who want to move into data science, you need to have a good portfolio. When I say a good portfolio, it means that either you are able to prove your ability on platforms like Cadle, or you are able to build some kind of an hobby projects that are available in your Git repository. So that's how the potential recruiter would get the confidence. So right now what's happening is there are so many people who are already available. So in order to differentiate yourself, you need to demonstrate your skills. So the best way is to like work on some hobby projects and then show your skill sets. So how much practice we need in terms of getting a beginner level job? uh, so I think like in data science, like when you say a beginner level job, uh, so if you are able to demonstrate a few projects, so you don't need any specific years of experience. Like for a beginner, like a beginner means like you are fresh. So that's when you are a beginner. Like if you already have an experience, like you are an experienced person. So even in data science, if you like for a beginner, there shouldn't be any expectation in terms of work experience. But what will be good is of course like a good portfolio will be a added advantage. And apart from portfolio, what you can do is you can even share about the things that you are learning. So right now, what you can do is you can start your own blog, you can use Medium, you can write on things that you are learning, you can write on new topics that you are reading, and then you can earn by doing those things as well. So Medium has a partnership program where as you write articles, that as more people read your article, you get paid as well. So that will be one way to increase your social presence and to prove yourself to the other people. So right now the industry is very competitive, so it requires it's not enough to have the skill set on paper, but it is really important to show people that you have delivered something in the past. So it doesn't mean that you need to have some work experience, but it can be through the projects as well as through competition. It need not be titled. There are like so many other platform which offers competitions. For example, like a driven data is one of the platform which offers a lot of competitions that are uh, to enhance the lives of many people. So you can try to see various platforms. You can pick a competition that is more aligned to your skill set, and you can prove yourself in those areas. So one more question is from Tala. 15 years experience into IT on technical side. Now having career break for 2 years, getting calls on data science is really difficult. Yeah, so like after 15 years, trying to get into data science can be quite difficult. Of course, I completely understand. So what you can try to do is you can try to make use of your past experience, try to leverage those experience, and then see how you can make use of that and break into data science. So um, like people working from a like coming from a totally different industry as well, there is a certain amount of learning that happens on their job. So you can try to make use of those learnings and try to leverage it, and then maybe use it as your strength into a specific industry. What you can do is maybe you can go back to the previous job, and then you can talk to them. You can tell them that how to make use of your knowledge in the domain that you have already worked on, and how that particular knowledge will be very helpful in data analysis or whatever it could be. So next one is, what are all the areas we need to focus along with data science, like cloud, ML ops, and parallel distributed computing? Okay, so cloud is gaining a lot of traction. A lot of organizations have started moving into cloud. The reason is like having an in-premise infrastructure is very expensive. So you need to spend a lot of money in maintenance, and it is not very easy to exactly scale up and scale down. Whereas with cloud, it has become very easy to scale up and scale down, and maintenance cost has almost reached $0. So many companies are moving towards cloud, and hence what I would say is, if you want to broaden your skill sets, like focusing on cloud is definitely one of the important areas. Maybe sometime in the future, like 80 to 90% of companies will move into cloud. There might not be any in-premise infrastructure going forward, because the cloud platforms are becoming so much cheaper, that like on-premise will be like out of option. And ML ops are also a good one. Like if you know ML ops, you will be able to deploy the models as well in the cloud. So but what I would say is that cloud would be the number one priority. If you have some options, maybe cloud should be the first one to get, and then to learn first. And after getting into data science, after getting some good understanding about the data science topics, so then maybe you can start trying about like the other ones, like ML ops. Uh, there is something called as made with ML. So there are a lot of materials that are available about the ML ops, and with the scripts as well. So you can go through those that particular website and then learn about ML ops if you are quite interested in understanding about end-to-end implementation of a data science project. So in data science domain, we have so many fields like NLP, ML, deep learning, yeah, data engineer and data analysis, like which things we need to focus more for beginners. So yeah, there are various roles. So there is like a there are roles like a data science role, data engineers, ML engineers, software engineers who are helping with the data science team. There are various roles. So what you need to understand is you need to understand what is your preference. So even within data science, as you mentioned, there are various areas like natural language processing, deep learning. Even within deep learning, we have various problems like unstructured text data, image data. So you need to understand where you want to focus on and where the demand is in the market. So if you see a lot of image and text analysis, a lot of research and progress are happening on it. But if you see the actual market, still we are working on the structured data, try to understand how to make use of the structured data and how to help various organization in making better strategic decisions. So for a beginner, I would say instead of focusing on a niche topic NLP or deep learning, you need to have your options quite open. So I would prefer to uh, be a generalist while starting your career. And once you get into data science, you can see which one is of interest to you, and you can maybe focus on those areas. So I see the next one is the current market is looking for everything like data science, deep learning, NLP as per the JD. Uh, Interview also the same way as they do. So there are a few organizations. Definitely, I totally agree. I totally understand that they demand a lot of things. But what I would say is still like you can your focus should be on the basic topics. Um, Once you are very strong about the basic topics, and then you can maybe focus on the other areas. You can understand what the deep learning, what is deep learning, what are all the different models, like how it is being solved. But what I would say is so even though many organizations are asking for it, so definitely for a beginner level they shouldn't be asking for uh, like a, uh, a whole lot of skill set. They shouldn't be expecting a whole lot of skill sets. So your focus should definitely be on the basics. And if you have a good understanding about what the advanced topics like NLP, deep learning, what are all the various models, so you need not have an expert hands-on experience, but a good amount of knowledge will be very helpful, so that they would have some kind of an confidence in you that you would be able to take up those opportunities as it comes in the future. The next one is getting job. Do we need master everything or master one or two basic topics? So in order to get a job in data science, so you need to master the basic skill sets, and you need to have maybe two or three good unit portfolio. It shouldn't be something that are quite popularly available, that many people are working on. So it should be something different that you can showcase to the recruiter. So if you are able to differentiate from other people, that will be good. So you need not be master you need not master all the topic. You need to master just the basics, and look for the right opportunity. Yeah. The next question is, how important is data structures and algorithm for machine learning engineer and data science? So for machine learning engineer, data structures and algorithm plays an important role because there needs to be a lot of focus on optimization, and your scripts should really perform well, um, and it needs to be optimized as well. So for a machine learning engineer, I would say data structures and algorithms plays a very important role. So for a data scientist in a top startup or a big MNC, so I would still say for a data scientist, your focus would be on solving the data problems. So you need to have a good understanding. You need to know how to solve various problems. You need to have a good understanding about what are all the typical different types of problems an organization would face, and for each of those problems, what should be the approach in order to solve those problems. So if you have very clear thinking, and if you are able to articulate clearly about how you can solve various use cases, so that will be good enough for a data science job opportunity. And the next one is, coming from a full stack developer background, is data engineering a gateway to data science? So you can move from data science to data engineering, and similarly data engineering to data science as well. So coming from a full stack developer, so I think like I can understand like maybe data engineering, like your technical skills might be more aligned, and then it will be easier for you to move on to a data engineering role. And if you are able to get a job opportunity in data engineering field with your full stack development experience, I would say that could be the right way. So you can even still try to see if you can get an opportunity in data science, if that's where you eventually want to get into. But it sounds like a reasonable from a full stack development role to move into data engineering and then eventually moving into data science. uh, I'll just wait to see if there are any other questions. Yeah. So in order to get into data science, I think focus on the basic skill sets, and try to see how you can build up an portfolio, like through writing articles, or it need not be an publication. It can be your own blog and building some kind of an hobby project. So if you have a good portfolio to share with people, so that will give you an breakthrough in data science. And whatever opportunities that you are working on, try to give your best, because you don't know like what it can lead up to the future. So when I was working on like reviewing the book, like I was trying to do my best in doing the job, and it led me to the opportunity of authoring the book with the same publisher. So you don't know like where it is leading to. So whatever you are working on, try to give your best, and see like where it takes you. Or certification like will be helpful, like Power BI, Tableau. Yeah, certifications are definitely helpful. It is a kind of it is like it is like it proves that you are able to, like you have learned something, and you have demonstrated um, you are able to demonstrate the skill sets, like so certifications are definitely helpful. Like for example, Power BI and Tableau, it can help you to maybe get a job interview. But in order to like get a job, you need to have a good understanding, like certification will not be enough to get you a job. It will definitely help you to maybe get an interview opportunity. There are various courses in Coursera as well, and there are universities that they are like which are directly offering the courses online as well. So you can try to see if there are uh, any courses that are much aligned to you. And thanks, Ankit. Thanks for watching the videos. So I'm trying to like explain the concepts, like the key concepts that are important for a data scientist. So for people who are trying to get into data science, you can go through my series of learning data science in 100 days. The objective of this series is to not make you an expert or a master within the 100 days. The objective is to make sure that you are familiar with all the basic topics that is required for a data scientist. So if you know, if you are strong enough in all those basic topics, all those basic algorithms, that will be good enough for getting a job or getting a break in, like a breakthrough into data science. Thanks, Kishore. Thanks for the comment. Any other questions for you guys? Thanks for coming here, and thanks for watching all my videos. And okay, I think that's it then. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, guys, and keep watching the videos. I will try to make one about my journey where I explain about the various stages and how I was able to I was able to do the things that I have done. And that's it for now. And keep watching my videos and give your support. See you guys in some other session. Bye until then. Thank you, Naresh. So if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on this email. Yeah, I can be reached on this email, and if you have any questions, you can reach me there. I have a website. You can reach me on LinkedIn as well, and yeah, I will get back to you if you have any questions. Okay, thank you all. See you soon. Bye.